Do I look naked?
Yeah, it looks funny.
I'm gonna leave it. I like it. It's a nude podcast.
Hello.
Hi, how are
Hello.
you?
Good. How are you doing?
Good, thanks. I feel like it's been so long since we've seen you.
I know. It's been a while. How are you doing?
Good.
I'm shrinking, so I've been
He
depressed this
is.
week.
You're what?
He's
I'm
shrinking.
shrinking.
You're
I went to
shrinking.
the, I went to the doctor's office and I'm not 6'1" anymore.
Oh no.
Yeah,
What
He
happened?
he lied.
that's what I'm trying to find out.
You took out the lifts from your shoes or
No, you need to
She
get.
put me on my she put me flat and you're like, you're 5'11" and a half. I'm like, no fucking way. No way. And I'm like, yeah, so I lost so with shoes I'm 6 feet and I'm like, what the hell? So
wow.
I
Yeah.
told Christina she like 6 feet and higher, so I don't know. I might
He told the nurse that his girlfriend was gonna break up with him.
Oh no. Well, it was a good run, Max.
yeah. I don't
You'll
know.
be all right. You'll be all
Yeah.
right.
Okay. So, we're happy that you're here because it's been a while. We've missed you.
Mm-hmm. I
Um,
know. I've missed you guys too.
I'm
It's
like,
so
it's been
fun.
too long. We need to do this again. So I don't think Max even knows what we're doing.
Oh.
So we're doing a couples therapy episode. Not that we're in couples therapy. Nothing wrong with it. But like that's what this episode's about.
Mm-hmm.
I can ask a question. Why does she keep looking at wedding photography?
I didn't look at wedding photographer. I have a wedding photographer and I send him inspo.
Mm. Hmm.
Yeah.
Let's see.
She's like, you guys do need a session. Okay.
Well,
So I'll get started. I'll do the intro and then we'll just keep going because
okay.
why not?
Sure.
Welcome to the No Dick Pics podcast. I'm Christina,
Max.
and joining us again is Bijana. Welcome back, Bijana.
Hi. Thank you very much. I'm happy to be here.
Yeah, we missed you, so we're glad you're back. Bijana is our resident therapist, and so we're going to do something a little bit different with her today. You are a family and marriage counselor, correct?
I do couples and marital
Okay.
counseling.
So
Yeah.
we're going to do a little couples therapy episode and answer questions about couples therapy and just all the things about it because I think a lot of people might be interested in it, but they associate it with like divorce or splitting up.
Mm-hmm.
I don't think it always has to be about that. So,
No, and it really shouldn't be about that.
mhm,
I think that, a lot of times people wait too long to
mhm.
go to couples or marital counseling. It shouldn't be at the tail end of your relationship or marriage. You want to solve problems before they become so ingrained in the relationship that it's labor intensive to like undo the resentment or some of the hard feelings that have happened over time. So yeah, definitely if there is a issue that keeps coming up or a situation that you're having trouble navigating, it is proactive, just as it is proactive in your life to go to a therapist if you need to work through something. Going to a couples or marital therapist is useful before it becomes problematic. Um,
Yeah, it's just like a checkup,
Well,
like
I've
going to
heard
the
people
doctor.
will go. I had a friend that went to couple therapy before they got married, and so
Yeah, a lot of
yeah,
people do
and
that.
I'm hearing that now more and more
a
because
lot of people do
yeah,
that. Yes.
I think unfortunately they still think of when they think of therapy, they think of like, well, I have to have a problem, but it's okay to just go to a therapist even if the world's not falling apart.
Absolutely, it is. I mean, just as you don't want to wait until you have a terminal illness to go to the physician.
Exactly.
You don't want to wait until there is a huge problem with your mental health or with your relationship to go seek counseling or therapy. It's a proactive approach to your overall well-being and health, whether it's as an individual or as a couple.
Hmm. And I've heard of people doing it as like a business partnership. So they're not even in a romantic relationship, but they're a
Hmm.
pair, they're partners, and they want to have, a successful business. So they go to therapy together to
Yeah.
maintain their business relationship too, because if that falls apart, then their livelihood falls apart. And that's important.
Absolutely. I think sometimes it's just about setting expectations and boundaries and, understanding one another. That's important. So, if you want to know your person better, understand them, understand what they expect from you and what you expect from them, measure whether that's realistic. Because I think that's what happens a lot of times. People have unrealistic expectations
Hmm.
of their partner. And
You're
it
shaking your head too much, Max.
and it ends up, leading to problems and resentment in the relationship.
Yeah. So I have some topics to cover.
Okay.
Um, what are the most common issues that you typically see within couples that you work with?
What are the most common issues?
Mm-hmm.
Um, I think, well, obviously, infidelity
Mm-hmm.
comes up a lot. People come to seek counseling when there's infidelity. That's, difficult. But beyond that, it's a disconnect between the two individuals. And sometimes that'll happen. Life, will just bring up stuff and you'll be navigating problems together, but not really. If you're overwhelmed with the problems that you're having, it's hard to support the other person. So sometimes big life issues that arise will create a disconnect in the relationship. Children
Mm-hmm.
sometimes will create issues in the relationship, especially young children. When people come in with infants and toddlers and they say, this person isn't holding their weight, or I can't, I can't stand my person right now.
Yeah.
I try to normalize that because
Mm-hmm.
your focus is on the children and all of the
Yeah.
things that you need to do and working and all of the many
Yeah.
things you need to do.
I
And
feel
so
like
it's
everyone goes
hard.
through that.
Yes,
Yeah.
yes, everybody does. And I think sometimes it's just the reminder that people need that this is normal and this is just a moment in time. This will pass and it will get easier, it will get
Mm-hmm.
different. So you'll have more time for one another. But I think when you rely on your person for support and they're also overwhelmed, sometimes that leads to problems or a
Yeah.
disconnect, I guess.
Yeah. And it's kind of like the managing expectations. Like
Mm-hmm.
they want this person to do something and they're not meeting those expectations,
Mm-hmm.
whether they're realistic or not. So,
Right.
yeah, that's
I
interesting.
also think, I mean, what happened, I know with my marriage was not the ultimate one, but when the kids got here, we focused so much on the kids, we literally forgot about each other until like it was like,
Yes.
oh geez, we don't even want to, and that's the thing because you're so you're focused on the kids, especially in the beginning and at an early age, make sure everything's right, and then at the end of the
Mm-hmm.
day, you're like, well, we didn't even think about us, so.
Well, it's
Mm-hmm.
interesting because you have twins and so do you, right?
Hmm.
So,
That's
do you
right.
think that plays even more of a role because like two babies are a lot more than one?
Yes. I definitely think that, especially being a new parent, when you go from no children to
Hmm.
two, and in my case, I was pregnant with my daughter before my twin boys' first birthday.
Oh wow.
So then I had three, I
Mm-hmm.
was rocking the triple stroller. So there was not a lot of time for date night and other things
Mm-hmm.
because we were very, very busy. And that's just a normal part of parenting, but especially in situations where there's multiples,
Mm-hmm.
it's very busy.
I can only imagine because I mean mine were 2 years apart and we didn't have time for each other. So I can't
Hmm.
imagine having two and then three and then like and they're all still babies. Like it's I think that's hopefully important for people to know. Like it happens to everyone. Like we all go through
Yes.
that phase where you're learning how to not just focus on yourself because your whole life up until that point you're focused on you. You're also focused on your partner, but really it's
Hmm.
about you. Then you have this baby and everything becomes about that baby. or babies
Yes,
in your case.
absolutely.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then so you're learning how to adjust to caring about someone more than yourself, like way
Hmm.
more than yourself, because they need
Hmm.
you. Like without you, they can't survive. And then it's kind of like trying to manage that and a relationship and take care of yourself. And that's where people like struggle a lot.
And go to work and go to grad
Mm
school.
Hmm.
hmm. Mm
Add two more dogs to that. I don't know how, like, the first year is a blur. I don't even know if I even slept. I can't even remember it.
Hmm.
I can't even imagine. That's crazy.
Well, and to keep in mind too that your partner is also experiencing something. It's not the same thing. You know, I think what happens is one of the people feels like, oh, they're not doing enough or they're not caring enough about this thing. And, um, but not recognizing their experience is going to be uniquely different and specific to them. Like, for example, like if one person is staying home and the other person is working, although the let's use traditional roles as an example. If the woman is staying home with the children, um, she may think to herself, I can't wait till he gets home so I can get a break.
Mm hmm.
Meanwhile, he's like stressed about making enough money to support children and his wife. And, he's coming home thinking, well, she's been home, so she's at home.
Mm hmm.
But for her, it's like Groundhog Day. It's, every
Right.
day is nonstop. So she can't wait for him to come home so she can get a break.
Mm hmm.
And he, is thinking, well, I'm off work now, so I want a break.
Right.
So it's like sometimes without communicating this leads to problems or resentment
Mm hmm.
or feeling overwhelmed by the situation.
So, what advice do you have to couples going through that right now who maybe
Uh,
don't have
my
time for date nights and stuff? Like,
Yeah, I mean, my advice would be to try and set aside time to communicate with each other because I think that's the biggest thing.
mm
It's when people stop talking about what they're experiencing and expecting the other person to know. I think that's the biggest problem that arises. The people that come in that are the worst off as a couple are not the ones that are arguing, but the ones that aren't talking at all. That's the difficult part because the stories you will tell it yourself are much worse than the
hmm. Right.
reality of whatever is going on.
That's, yeah, exactly right. Because you'll
Yeah.
make
My,
up, if you don't know what the other person's thinking, you'll make it up in your head.
Yes. Yes. And it'll be something terrible
Mm
like they
hmm.
don't care
Mm hmm.
or they don't appreciate me or whatever other negative thoughts may happen. But if you hear the person tell you, I really struggled today because I didn't get enough sleep or I was worried about this, then you can empathize with that person and say, oh, wow, like, you experienced something too today. And I get that. And let me share with you what happened today with me. And I think what ends up happening is if they're not making time to just have these conversations, they will come up in arguments. They will come up as like ammunition.
Right.
Well, all of these things happened and you don't care, rather than let me share with you what my experience was.
remember the previous guest we had talked about taking advantage of your village? I kind of think of that when we talk about with the
Oh,
kids,
yeah. Yeah. The podcast guy, yeah, he talked about activating your village and
Mm-hmm.
making time for a date and stuff
like
because,
family,
like,
friends, whatever.
yeah,
So, and
there's
I don't
people
think a
who
lot
want
of
your
us do
baby.
that because we feel like it's a burden on other people. So oh no, I'll do it. I mean, I think most people are like that.
Yes. Yeah. And as a parent, you're always critical of yourself.
Mm-hmm.
Most parents, am I doing this right? Is it good enough? Is it, um, because it's an important job to be a parent. So it weighs on you. All of the things weigh on you and you want to do everything right. So you put, your full effort into it. And sometimes at the cost of your own well-being and health.
Right. When do you, and we kind of touched on this in the beginning, but when should a couple seek counseling?
Whenever they feel like they're stuck, if there's an issue that keeps coming up, if there is a misunderstanding that can't be resolved, if there's some confusion about things in the relationship. Really, anytime you feel like we're not, the communication is not flowing, we're not leaving these conversations feeling better about the situation than when we started, that's a good time to seek counseling.
Helpful for me. Like in a past life, not now.
Mm-hmm.
I don't ever stop talking now, right? Do we need a session, Max? He's like, maybe.
No, not yet.
Not yet. Good. Yet. Okay. All right. So we also kind of touched on this, but you often hear that a lot of people start couples therapy too late. If they are
Mm-hmm.
already on the verge of a split, is it too late?
Not necessarily, but if a person is checked out, one of the people is checked out, then it probably is too late. And a lot of times I can tell if
Mm-hmm.
one of the people in the couple is just doing this to go through all of the motions to, like, say to themselves or others, I did everything.
Right.
But you can't wait until that happens.
Mm-hmm. What do you do when you see a couple like that? When you're like, oh.
Um, I mean, it's difficult. It's
Mm-hmm.
difficult because, as a marriage counselor, therapist, my client is their relationship, not the individuals that are coming in. So, and sometimes I'm a very straightforward and blunt therapist.
Mm-hmm. That's what I love about you.
Sometimes, yeah, sometimes I will say to them, my job is not to save your marriage, but to improve your relationship. And that might be a part. Your relationship might improve, right? Might improve if you are not together
Mm-hmm.
at this point. Because if someone is fighting or it becomes toxic, that's not good for anyone.
Right.
That's not healthy. And sometimes space helps, sometimes temporarily, sometimes permanently.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And, even in the case of divorce, another thing I will often say is children are not really as affected by the divorce itself, but rather the things that are happening within the marriage that lead to the divorce before or after. If the couple is not kind to one another, if there is, if they're spiteful or hateful or argumentative, those are the things that affect children very negatively. But uh, you can co-parent and be great parents, and the children will be much better off than in a toxic relationship where there's
Absolutely.
chaos.
Yeah. I feel like kids who grow up, even with parents who aren't together, who can co parent and can work
Yes,
together without arguing, without resentment, without being mad at each other all the time, it's healthier than having their parents live in the same house and fighting all the time.
absolutely. Yes.
Yeah. Do you have any questions, Max? Because I came prepared, but you didn't know what we were going to do.
Oh, yeah, I wasn't sure.
I'll
No,
let
I
you
mean,
think.
I think that's an important. Like, what kind of triggered our divorce was we went to, I think, a marriage counselor, like for 1 or 2 sessions, and that kind of pushed us to kind of communicate more. And then one of the nights we just sat and just started talking and kind of figured out on both sides that this just wasn't working. So it kind of like it gave us kind of, made us kind of talk and communicate a little bit more. But I think going to couples therapy. I mean, I think you can just go like whenever. Maybe you just even if there isn't a problem, just to kind of make sure you guys are both on the same side.
Mm-hmm. Absolutely. Yeah.
Yeah, and that kind of leads into my next question. So, what can couples do to keep their relationship healthy?
Well, I mean, again, I think communication is the number one thing that keeps relationships healthy. Feeling connected to someone requires communication for the most part. And I think that people forget to do that. They lose sight of that. If you were to do what you did in the beginning of your relationship, in the middle, you know, 10, 20 years down the road, you wouldn't have any issues. But
Right.
people kind of get complacent and they don't put the time or effort into their person. And then, misunderstandings happen naturally. I mean, you're not going to be in any relationship for 10, 20, 30 years without there being some issues that occur. And it's not really even the issues, it's how you overcome those issues, how you navigate those issues that determines the strength and quality of your relationship. And that goes for not only marriages and partnerships, but also friendships.
Mm-hmm.
If you think about friendships, the closest people you have to you are going to be ones that you can say, the not great thing to say, like, this, hurt my feelings, or this upset me, or you disappointed me. And you can have that conversation and come out of it feeling better than, when you started. And you don't have to agree on everything all the time, but just being made to feel understood is going to go a long way.
Right. Yeah. I think that's what everyone wants. They just want to
Yes.
feel understood. And I think when they don't feel like that from their partner, their friend, their whatever, that's where the issues start
Hmm.
building or the hurt
Hmm.
feelings start developing, is when they're like, oh, they don't care. And
Right.
it's not like you're making that guess that they don't care. They probably do care. But
Hmm.
you're making a guess that they don't based on whatever it is that set you
Their
off.
response,
Yeah.
yeah.
I
Yeah.
also think a lot of couples don't like confrontation, and so that also
I don't talk about
that's
mine, but we loved
yeah.
confrontation. You're
Yeah,
different.
well, I
Yeah.
mean, confrontation is not a bad thing.
Mm-hmm.
Um, you should confront issues that are problems. You should confront things that are making you feel negatively towards your person. So that's not arguing, that is communicating.
Right. And that's something that, like, because people call bullshit on us that we don't fight. I think we fought the last episode, so kind of maybe we do fight, but not
You
really.
did?
Not
We
Oh, I
like
had
I
must
a.
have
mean, it's
missed
not like
that
a
It
one.
wasn't a
fight.
fight. It was just a discussion about the situationship we were in for a
It
while,
was a
and
disagreement.
it was a
Yeah, it was a
disagreement.
healthy
It was.
disagreement.
We haven't had like an argument, like an actual one where people leave with like hurt feelings or like yelling, or we've never done that. And so I think people think we're full of shit when we say that we haven't fought. It's not that we don't have conflict, because we've had conflict. It's
Yeah.
that we don't scream at each other. We just have a
Well, you don't,
conversation.
yeah, I
Yeah.
mean, you don't need to scream at
Right.
each other,
We just
you know?
talk.
Yeah.
I just scream at the TV. That's all I.
But like you said, every time we have a conversation about if something's bothering me or whatever, I leave it feeling better. Like I feel like whatever it is we're talking about, like I feel heard, I feel like whatever, and then
Hmm.
we are the conflict is like resolved. So I think that's what I mean when I say we don't fight. We don't yell at each other. We don't have like
Hmm.
we've never said like mean things to each other out of anger.
That's
Sometimes we
good.
say mean things to each other out of jokes, but
Yeah.
not out of anger. And um that's what I mean by that. But we do have conflict. We have conflict all the time. We just walk
I
it out.
think people think when you say we don't fight, they think that you've never disagreed.
Right.
I think maybe
But we
If you
that's
listen
disagree
to
a
what
our
it,
lot.
show,
Yeah.
you
yeah.
know that we do.
Hmm. Yeah.
Yeah.
But I mean, fighting when it escalates to, yelling or name calling, or, like, some things you can't unsay,
Right. Right.
so you do want to be careful how you address your partner.
Right. And that's the thing, like I used to in other relationships, even the short ones, I have had fights with those people where like you're like we've lost control of our emotions and you're crying or you're yelling or whatever. And that just hasn't happened here. So it's been good because I think we're good at communicating with each other. We have the right personalities to like interact peacefully,
Mm-hmm.
but that has not been the case with other relationships for me. So I haven't had a fight with them, but I'm really good at fighting. So.
Well, you're
Well, I
both
can't
very
wait.
good at communication too, so I think that that's, you know, I think that that's helpful. And I think, if I were to comment on your relationship, I think that Christina, you're very good at um, taking a step and a pause and thinking through what you want to communicate.
Yes, I do that a lot.
Mm-hmm.
And I think that's because I've in past relationships I haven't done that, and I've just jumped to like whatever crazy thing is in my head. And now I'm like, Christina, let's think about it for a second
Yeah.
before you say the crazy thing. Let's run it through your head. Do you want to say that? Do you mean that? And I'm like, nope, I don't. I'm not gonna say
Well, you preface it. You're like, I know this sounds crazy, and I'm like, oh, this should be good.
it. Yeah. All right. So this is just like another thing that you hear people argue about a lot, but on a recent episode of The Fred Show, it's the morning radio show I listen to every day on my way to work. They have this segment called Stay or Go, where someone calls in with a conflict that they're having in their relationship.
Mm-hmm.
A woman called in to say that her fiance had spent all the money they had earned in a Bitcoin investment that they equally contributed to. This equaled to tens of thousands of dollars. Um, he said he spent it on bills and vacations for both of them, but never discussed pulling the money from the account or how it would be spent with her. She didn't know it was being taken. He's never discussed it with her. He just did it, and she contributed half of the initial investment, so she should have been involved in that communication.
Yeah.
Um, the response from listeners was overwhelming that she should leave, as financial deception is like this is a major red flag, and I personally very much agree because that's some shady shit to me.
Yeah.
Um,
What was his explanation to why he
he
chose to do that?
he said they needed it for some bills and he used it for some vacations, but he didn't really get into it. And she was like, "That's a lot of money to not tell me you're pulling." And because they were planning a wedding, and she's like, "Oh, I'm a little over budget, but you know what? Maybe we can pull from this investment for our wedding." And he's like, "Ooh, we don't have that anymore." She's like,
That's insane.
"What?
Yeah.
What do you mean we don't have that anymore?" So the question for the show is, should she stay or go? And I'm like, "Oh my god, go, go! Don't marry that dude." Like that's very deceitful in my opinion. But like when it comes to money, it seems like that's also a very common thing that people fight about.
Yes.
What are your thoughts on that?
Well, I think it is important to have an understanding of how you view money
Mm-hmm.
and what your expectations are. Um, because some people, and it really is whatever works for you. If some people are like, okay, we're going to put the money together and then, we will discuss or use it however. Other people are like, oh no, I like accounts separate and then we'll just contribute A, B, or C to whatever we agree
Mm-hmm.
upon. So it's really just making sure that you understand what the other person's expectations are. And I think this is super important before you get married too, because I've had situations where, you know, like let's use the stay at home example,
Mm-hmm.
where there are people that are upset that they didn't get a job after the kids were school aged, but that was never discussed, that expectation. So or that the person, didn't want to stay at home or that they did. All of these things need to be discussed ahead of time. What does this look like to you? And sometimes people don't even think about these things until they're happening. And then
Mm-hmm.
they realize, oh gosh, like we have completely different visions of how this should go, whether it's, children or, finances or, these are big things or
Right.
family, like, What are we going to do? Like, are we going to spend holidays with family? Are we going to, like a lot of these things are important to a person and not communicated.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I think sometimes it's an uncomfortable conversation to have, and people are afraid to be uncomfortable. But I feel like being uncomfortable is a lot more. It's worth it compared to having a huge fight with someone that you care about.
Yes, it's a lot more uncomfortable if you wait until it's an issue.
Right, right.
So, yeah, I mean, if let's say, and this is another thing that comes up when people are even dating before they're committed to one another. What if I do something that's going to be a deal killer? What if I say something that's going to be a deal killer for this person? And my advice is do it, say it. If it's a deal killer, that's not your person.
Right.
Yeah.
It's
You
better to
know, it,
know.
yes,
Yeah.
yeah. And if you're tiptoeing around hoping you don't do the wrong thing, then probably that's not the right person for you.
Yeah, exactly. That's like when I've heard people ask that, like, I think this might be something that this person's not going to like. Well, if it's who you are,
Mm-hmm.
do it and see what happens because that's who you are. Like, don't stop being yourself. If it's something that you should work on with yourself, like you do
Right,
something that's like
right.
hurtful to other people, yeah, okay, maybe work on that. But if it's just
Yeah.
a personality trait or something that you like or something that interests you that they don't, I think holding that back or hiding that from them is going to be worse in the end because they're going to be like,
Yes.
wait a minute, you don't like that? And be like, yeah, yeah, I do. So,
Yes.
yeah.
Yeah, you should feel comfortable being your true self
Hmm.
with your person.
What do you think about the stay or go? Do you think she should stay or go?
I mean, I don't like to make, judgments on those kinds of things without hearing details
Right.
because I'm always like, the devil's in the details.
Yeah.
But if he feels comfortable not sharing with her something that important, he's either being deceptive or really doesn't value her opinion on things. I don't
Hmm.
know. I mean, maybe there's something that occurred. I like to give people the benefit of the doubt. Maybe there's something that occurred that made him think that that was acceptable.
Hmm.
Um, but that's definitely problematic.
Right. And
It was
That
I'd
weird
be
that he said vacation and didn't get her involved. Like,
right.
so I don't know.
yeah, I mean, perhaps they went on vacations together and
Hmm.
he thought it was understood that he's going to be taking out of this fund.
Hmm.
I don't know.
It seemed like when she was explaining it that he felt it wasn't a big deal because he spent it on things for both of them. And she's like, but I didn't know you were spending it. I didn't know that's where the money came from. So
Mm.
yeah, there's a lack of communication there when it comes to financial stuff. But like,
Right.
still,
And that seems like the bigger problem because
mm-hmm,
perhaps he genuinely thought, well, this is our money together and we're spending it together. Maybe that's why he thought it was acceptable. But at the very least, they have a communication issue.
mm-hmm, yeah. I think something that definitely should be addressed before they get married.
Yes.
So yeah, that's a shock. Be like, oh, wait, we don't have these tens of thousands of dollars that I thought we had. That's insane. That would I would be done. I'd be like, all right, I'm good.
But what if it was put to like pay off your school loans?
I'd like to
Then would
be
that be any
involved in that
different?
conversation.
Well, I know,
You know?
but I mean, maybe what if it was for you? Maybe he does. That's. I mean, that's why we don't
Yeah,
know all the details.
yeah.
Right.
But regardless, I think I'd be most upset that it wasn't a discussion. It wasn't a
Oh no, you have to talk
conversation
about that. Yeah.
when it comes to something that I also invested in.
Well, and it could be just his assumption that we're putting this money aside for things for us,
Mm-hmm.
and obviously if he is spending on vacations for the both of them, is she not asking, like, are you covering this whole they're investing together or they're putting the money together, but he's paying for things and she's not questioning, are you
Yeah,
taking this out of your account, or I don't know. So there is some disconnect there.
there is. It
Yeah.
was kind of like a blind trust. Like, I'm not going to ask questions. I'm not worried about where it's coming from. And then until you are worried about where it's coming from, you're like, oh no,
Well,
wait.
if you're not worried about where it's coming from, then, you
Mm-hmm.
can't have a problem when you realize it's coming from you both.
Right. Yeah. All right. So I have a couple questions. This one says, "Hello. I have been married for 8 years, together for 10. We do not have any children and don't plan on having any, but we do have 2 dogs that we love to spoil. We both work from home and we're both on the same schedule. We have the same friends and go to the same gym. We're literally together 24/7. Some couples would kill to be together this much. For us, not so much. He is driving me crazy, and I'm pretty sure he feels the same way about me. We absolutely love each other, but we have started fighting over things that we never used to fight over, like dishes or who's going to walk the dog. Nothing serious, just small things that are starting to grow into bigger arguments than they need to be. Recently, he moved into our guest room so we could have time to miss each other. That's in quotes.
No, it's
This
not good when you move out.
this feels like a huge red flag to me, and it feels unhealthy. What are your thoughts on this? How important is it to sleep side by side?"
My first question would be, how is their sex life? Are they
Mm-hmm.
intimate or are they not? The fact that he's moving into a different room, I mean, maybe it's just to give them some space, but it's usually not a good sign.
Right.
So, yeah, I would definitely say you should carve out some space that isn't outside of the bedroom,
Mm-hmm.
because that will lead to more of a space, physically, intimately, and that
Right.
creates bigger problems down the line.
Yeah. Go to different gyms. You know?
Yeah,
They're
right.
like, we
Yeah.
love each other, but we just can't stand each other. I was like, eh.
Right.
Yeah.
Well, it sounds like they're just spending too much time together, which, like, sometimes that's some people just spend all their time together. But that's the funny thing. When my grandpa passed years ago, but when he retired, he used to work double shifts, like his entire life. And so he went from working one shift, double shifts all the time to being home 24/7. And my grandma's like, go somewhere. Why are you always here?
Yeah.
Like, go do something. And she was like
Yeah.
excited for him to be home. And then she was like, oh my God, he's here all the time. He doesn't leave me alone. So, and they loved each other and they had a great
Yes.
marriage. But it was just
Yeah.
like that's a lot of the same person when you're used to having some time to yourself.
Yes. And I will say this often too, that one person can't give you everything you need in life. You
Mm-hmm.
need to have relationships independently of your person, friendships, activities. That leads to a better relationship with your person. If you are, you know, lockstep with your partner all the time, it creates, dependency and a lot of times problems. I mean, if you're both okay with it, I guess maybe, but the healthiest relationships are people that have interests together, but
Right.
also independently of one another.
Yeah, I agree. I think, and it seems apparent in this case where they're just around each other too much. I don't think the time to spend apart from each other is at night.
Right,
That
right.
seems like the time that you should spend together because it's more quality time, but you're also like, sleeping. So you're not bugging each other, you know?
Yeah.
Um, I don't know. That's an interesting solution to move into a different room. Seems like a red flag to
That's
me.
usually when you just can't stand each other when you
Yeah.
move into separate rooms. So,
Yeah. So, I
Yeah.
mean, I think join a different gym or do something,
Yes.
go somewhere without him. Even if you have the same friends, you don't have to hang out together all the time.
Right.
Like, Max
Yeah.
has made friends with a lot of my friends because I made new friends since I moved out here, and he doesn't go with me every time.
Mm-hmm.
And that's okay.
Mm-hmm.
He's like, good, go. I'm watching football.
yeah.
Yeah.
No, but
Absolutely.
everyone like I tell this to you all the time though. Sometimes you just need some me time,
Hmm.
even if it's
Yes.
just a little bit, you know.
Yeah, I
Well,
do
and
think.
it depends on the person, you know. Some people are very social, some people not so much, some people in between.
Hmm.
Um, and if you need sometimes people need me time that's just by themselves.
Right.
And when that's okay too.
Yeah, I
Nothing
think
wrong with
Max
that.
is like that a little bit. Like I am
Hmm.
kind of because we're both only children, but like he had a lot more alone time that I've never
Hmm.
had alone time, except for like in
Hmm.
my car and stuff. So I don't need it, but I feel like he needs it more than me. So like if I'm going to get my hair
Hmm.
done
So then
or my
after the
nails done,
divorce,
he's
when I
like,
didn't have the
"Bye."
yeah, but after the divorce, then when I didn't have the kids, I had all this like time, and I was like, oh, this is amazing.
Yeah,
So
he doesn't mind it.
Yeah.
All right.
I
Next.
love alone time. It would surprise people, but because I am very social too,
Hmm.
but I could spend an entire day in silence, doing things around the house, and it's wonderful.
Yeah, I had last Monday off, or yeah, was it last Monday? And no one was home. My son
Hmm.
wasn't even here, and I just like gave myself a list of things that had been bugging me that I wanted to do, and tried just I was just busy the whole day. I could have just relaxed and did nothing, but I just wanted to
Hmm.
get this stuff done. I was by myself. I just blasted some Taylor Swift and like spent the day by myself, and it was great. I could have made plans with friends, but I'm like, no, I want this alone time. I'm gonna do stuff
Yeah.
and get shit done, and just because it's makes you feel better to get some stuff off your to-do list.
Hmm. Absolutely.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So I think that going to separate rooms is not, back to the person that wrote in, um, not the best solution. I mean,
Mm-hmm.
if there's something that you need to work through, then sure, if you need the space. But it's just a signal that you want to separate from the person, and maybe try doing it, as you said, during the day and in different ways so that you can reconnect. And if you're going to that extent, then maybe prioritize the time that you do spend. Create date night that is just the two of you, where you can connect with one another.
Mm-hmm.
um, whether it's taking a bubble bath together, or doing something that you both enjoy, and you can reconnect on, but not just spending time. Just
Right.
spending time working next to someone is not spending time necessarily.
That's true because like we live together, so we spend a lot of time together. I mean, we don't work together, but we live together and we're
Hmm.
together a lot. But there are times, especially when we have the kids, that like I don't feel like we've actually had a conversation sometimes. I don't
Right.
know, like we're so busy like over the weekend with kids and all the stuff. And so that's why I kind of like that we do it's for everyone to listen to, but we get together on the show and we have conversations and like or if we go to dinner, like I love if we go to dinner because we don't go out to dinner a ton. But when we do, our phones are put away and we just have a
mm,
conversation because we're face to face. That's our
Yeah.
only option is to talk to each other. And so we have like real conversations. And even though we spend all this time together, it's like, oh wow, we haven't actually had like a
Hmm.
lengthy conversation in like a week because we've been so busy. We've been together, but we haven't been together just one on one like that.
Right. I think people forget that. They lose
Mm-hmm.
sight of that you're not connecting just because you're talking about, what you need to get at the grocery store, chores that need to be done, or bills that need to be paid. Those aren't quality conversations in that way that lead to, bonding and
Mm-hmm.
connectedness.
Yeah, I mean, I've even told him like after a weekend with the kids, I'll be like, I missed you. I mean, we were together the whole time, but I missed you because I feel like I haven't seen you or talked to you because we've
Hmm.
been so busy.
we'll
Hmm.
enjoy it tonight because then anarchy starts tomorrow.
I know. I love it though. um, all right, we've got one more question. It says, hi, my boyfriend and I were friends for years before we started dating. We now have been together for about a year and a half and have been discussing marriage, which is very much what I want. Oh, when we first met as friends, he was dating someone who ended up cheating on him. They were together for a few years, so this was pretty devastating for him. And the breakup took him a long time to get over. She was totally out of his life until a few months ago. She popped up on Snapchat and sends him snaps throughout
Uh
the day,
oh.
as well as sending him various TikToks or Reels that are all relatively innocent. He has no problem opening her messages in front of me to show me that nothing's going on, but she does post a lot of thirst traps to her stories, which he watches. I think there's no age here, but I feel like they're a little bit younger.
Mm.
Um, he also doesn't
Thirst
hide.
traps. Yeah.
He also doesn't hide that he's watching her stories from me. I'm glad that he's so transparent, but this still feels like an issue. He loved this girl and she broke his heart, and now she's back sending him funny videos and messaging him constantly. He said he can unfollow her, but I don't want to tell him who he can and can't be friends with. But this doesn't make me feel good. Am I overreacting, or is this truly a red flag? For his own mental health, shouldn't he want less contact with her on his own? I appreciate any help you can give me.
Yes. The question should be, why do you want to continue this relationship with her? Um, I mean, why do you want to view her stories? Why do you want to have contact with her if she did break? I mean, are they friends? Are they in a friend group?
It
Or
sounds like they didn't talk for a long time, and then just out of nowhere, she kind of just popped back up.
that doesn't make any sense. Like, why would you
Mm
start talking to her again if you know they're not friends?
hmm. Mm
So, um, an ex you were in love with and broke your heart is not your friend.
hmm. Right.
So there's really no reason for him to be doing that. And I guess I would ask him, what are you getting from that? Like, she wants his attention. She
Yes.
wants to know that she can still get his
Mm
attention.
hmm.
And she's successful
Mm hmm.
in doing that. So what is he getting from it? That's the question he needs to ask himself. So no, she's absolutely right in feeling like this isn't healthy
Mm hmm.
for him or for their relationship.
Right. And I mean, I think it's good that he's showing her things and he doesn't mind. He doesn't feel like he's doing anything wrong because he's like, look at what we sent each other, you know? But,
Yeah, and it could be just simple curiosity,
mm hmm.
on his part, but she is trying to get his attention.
Right. Yeah, I agree.
And that's, she shouldn't have access to him that way after that.
Right. Especially since it took him so long to get over her and he was obviously very hurt by the whole situation. It sounds like
Mhm.
time has passed because now he's in a relationship with her and,
Mhm.
they've gotten
Right.
serious. But I don't know, you're right. Like, why?
Yeah.
What are you getting out of this other than maybe it just feels good to have someone from your past being like, oh, hey, I'm thinking about you.
Sure. Yeah. Probably.
Mm
Yeah.
hmm.
And that's probably, what it boils down to. But um, yeah, she should share with him that really, you know, his ex should not have access to him in that way or feel like she could just pop in and out of his life whenever she feels like it.
Yeah. Yeah.
The best way to put that behind you is to be indifferent to her,
Mm hmm.
which would mean not watching her stories,
Yeah. That always happens.
reels. Hmm.
They always keep watching your stories even after they break up with you. So
Hmm.
like,
But
um,
that ex knows, like you said, she knows she has his attention, and so she's gonna keep doing it. So unless he like
yeah,
unfollows her or something, but
Hmm.
maybe his current girlfriends be like, which one do you want, her or me? Maybe not that it's that like that, but
mm-hmm.
Well, she's obviously, he's obviously very comfortable with his girlfriend that, he's sharing with her what's happening. So she doesn't feel threatened in that way. And that's great. But there's really there's no benefit for him
Right.
or the
mhm.
relationship for him to continue doing that.
I think just because you're sharing it with her doesn't mean that it's okay. Like it's like not
Right.
that doesn't make it less weird.
Because when
Yeah.
she's not there, is he continually looking at it?
I'm sure he
So that
is. Yeah, and it could be just morbid curiosity, like what is going on with her. I'm curious to what she's up to, or it could be like triggering
Yeah.
some old feelings.
Yeah. My advice to her is, because I get you don't want to tell him do this. You want him to want to do it.
Mm-hmm.
So what she should do is ask him, what are you getting from watching her stories and having her know that she has access to you?
That's great advice. Because yeah, I get it. Like when he's like, "Well, I'll unfollow her if you want me to." It's like, no.
I don't want to have to tell you that.
Right, right.
It's a choice you need to make.
you should want to do it yourself.
Exactly.
Right.
Yeah. Yeah, that's great advice. But yeah, it would make me uncomfortable too. I wouldn't like it either.
Oh,
So I don't think she's
absolutely. No, nobody
overreacting.
would.
Yeah.
Nobody would.
I
Yeah,
don't
that's
think,
absolutely natural to feel that way.
yeah.
And to also know, and I have to be careful how I say this. Sometimes I think that men
I just want you to
don't,
say it.
men don't, they just think differently than women do.
Mm-hmm.
And so sometimes exes, well, this could be men or women, want to know that they have access to you, that they could reach out and get your attention. Do not give them that control. And
Mm-hmm.
if you think, oh, well, they don't mean anything by it. Yeah, they do.
Yeah. Especially
Yeah, they
after
do.
she hurt him.
Yeah.
It's oh, she was testing it to see if
Hmm.
he would bite, and he did.
Yeah.
She's like, I totally broke this guy's heart. Let's see if he pays attention to me. And he
Hmm.
She
is.
knows she can put her claws in him again.
Mm-hmm.
That's what she thinks, I'm sure.
Mm-hmm. I'm sure it's
And
validating for her
yeah,
too to be like, oh look, he's
yeah,
responding,
yeah.
Yeah. That's crazy. But yeah, that's great advice. Like put the ball in his court. Be like,
Hmm.
why do you want this?
Hmm.
What do you
Right.
think, Max? From a guy's perspective?
I think it's dangerous. It doesn't sound good. That's an advantage of me. All my exes hate me, so they would never do that.
Your ex-wife doesn't hate you.
No,
No.
but yeah. No, but I think it's dangerous. Like, and yes, guys look at it like, oh no, it's just we're just friends, oh whatever. But
Right.
and then those past feelings come up, and then it takes them back to a place when he got hurt. But before that, and then maybe and I'd like to, if did she just like cheat on him and move on with someone else, or kind of, and why now, out of the blue? So
Mm-hmm.
is she out of the blue because she's single again,
That would be
and
my
she's sitting
guess.
there and be like, oh, I wonder, so.
Hmm.
Mm-hmm. That's a thing that girls do. Oh, my feelings are
Hmm.
hurt. Let's see if people who used to give me attention will give me attention again.
Hmm.
Yeah. Well, that was really insightful, and I love that it was a little bit different because, we've kind of expanded to not just be about dating, but about relationships too, because we
Yeah.
no longer have crazy dating stories because we're just dating each other. Um, so I think that was really helpful and insightful for people who might be in situations where they're like, I kind of want help, but is it weird to get help? Like, we're not that, it's
No,
not that
absolutely
serious
not.
yet, or
I mean, obviously, I'm biased as a
yeah,
therapist, but I think investing in yourself, in your relationships, just like you go to the doctor for a checkup,
exactly.
if you're feeling like, and I think that's the other thing too. I mean, if you don't need to be mentally ill to go to a therapist. You don't
Mm-hmm.
need to be on the verge of a divorce to go see a marital counselor.
Right.
Um, just as you go for checkups with your physician annually, you can, go and kind of check in with yourself. And that's what it makes you do. Like, it makes you check in with yourself. Like,
Mm-hmm.
am I making the best choices? Am I thinking through this clearly? Am I um, handling conflict or, um, anything that arises in the best way possible?
I think that's why we communicate so well is because we've both been through a lot of therapy. So like we haven't
Yeah.
been in therapy together, but we're both active in therapy. So we both, have learned a lot about ourselves on our own.
Right.
So we know how to
Right.
communicate. But like, um,
And you probably also know what your stuff is,
right.
So there's in relationships you have your own stuff and then your partner stuff and then the stuff that, collides in the relationship. If you don't know what your stuff is in the relationship, you might think, well, he's a jerk or, she's this way. But really it's like, oh, maybe this is an insecurity from a past relationship, or maybe
Mm-hmm.
this is, you know, um, me feeling, a certain way that isn't really reflective of this relationship, but from something in my past.
Right.
So knowing what your, struggles are is an important part of the process, I think, too.
Totally. I
And
agree.
we've kind of both been through this. I mean, different things, but we've both had some shit in our previous life. So I think it's also to
Sure.
reflect off of that. And
Mm-hmm.
because we always talk about our marriages and like, the stuff that happened. And
Mm-hmm.
Oh yeah, we're
so
very open with like
I guess I
our
had a question with
experiences.
the couples therapy.
Mm-hmm.
What if one really wants to go to therapy and one doesn't? Do you think then maybe like he or she should just do therapy by herself, or since they're a couple, the other one should just kind of bite the bullet and go with her or him?
I mean, if well, it depends. I mean, it depends. If a person wants to go to marital or couples therapy because they feel like there's issues in the relationship, then yes, and there are issues. If the partner's saying there are no issues in the relationship, these are solely your issues that you need to work on, right? Um, if you're super, jealous and suspicious of me without any cause or any reason, there's no reason for me to attend. This is,
Mm-hmm.
this is something that you need to work through and maybe, seek an individual counselor so that you can figure out where this is coming from. But if it is a communication issue, if there are problems that are coming up that aren't being resolved within the relationship that isn't, without cause, then I think you should. I think anytime your partner says, "Let's go to couples or marital," you should do it. Um, I
Yeah.
mean, because obviously, at the very least, they feel like, you know, they feel like there is a need, and
Mm-hmm.
if the therapist sees that, okay, these are things that we're going to need to work on outside, or you need to work on outside of the couple sessions, they'll communicate that.
Right.
Okay.
Yeah. I think it's just important just to like, I don't know how to communicate if you don't know. Maybe like if you struggle with knowing what to say or how to say I think that could be
Yeah.
helpful. Because it's funny, like just with my own therapy, I had a coworker who is a little bit older, doesn't really have the same views on therapy as I do. She's like, "Why are you in?" Because I'm open about it. I'm like, "I got therapy at lunch." She's like, "Why are you
Mhm.
in therapy? You're so like you're the most well-adjusted person I know." I'm like, "Because I'm in therapy." Like, that's
Right,
why.
right, right,
She's like, "You're always so calm. You always handle things so well." I'm like, "Yeah, because I'm in therapy. That's
right.
why." Yeah,
Hmm.
I think the same applies to couples. I think like
Yes.
if you're able to handle conflict well, it's because you did the work.
Hmm.
Mm-hmm.
Absolutely.
So yeah. Well, thank you so much. I don't want to keep you all
Yeah, it
night,
was fun.
but
You're welcome.
yeah, it was good to have you back. We'll have you back. We have some questions for date therapy, so we'll have to have you back again um,
Okay. Well,
to
I
do
love
one of
doing the
those.
show, so
Yeah.
yeah.
All right. Well, thanks so much, and we still need to get together because I'm really
Yeah,
bad at
I
making
know.
plans.
I know. I
Yeah.
know. Well,
Uh,
time gets away from us. I
oh
know.
yeah, definitely. So yeah, we'll
All right. Well,
still
it's
have
good
to.
seeing you both.
You
Keep
too.
in
Me
touch.
too.
All right.
All
Have a
right.
good night.
All
You
right.
too.
All right.
Bye.
Bye
Bye.
bye.
Are you prepared to do a gambling corner?
Of course.
Okay. Before
I
we get
think I
into
won
that,
4-1 in the pros last week.
oh,
I
before we
believe I
get
got
into
both.
that,
Okay.
let's discuss the show. What did you think?
It's good. I mean, when it's like comes to therapy, I kind of like try to shut up a little and kind of let her
And
talk
listen,
because she's a professional. But I
right?
mean, it is. It's communication. I laugh because in my marriage when it was kind of struggling, I remember she's like, I think we need to do some couple counseling. I'm like, I don't know. And we finally did do it. I mean, but I don't know if at that time things were just rough, but I didn't think it would be the end.
Mm-hmm.
And like I said, it kind of pushed us to like talk a little bit more and stuff. But I had never done therapy before, so we did the couples thing, and then she wanted to do a single session of each of us. And like after that session with her, I remember in the parking lot, I'm like, oh my god, I feel amazing.
Yeah.
Like this is what therapy's like. And I remember I told my boss because my boss is big with therapy. He's like, oh, it's great, isn't it? I'm like, yeah, it was.
Mm-hmm.
And that's when I knew I was like, hey, I need to. So I actually used our couples therapist as my therapist, like during the separation and the divorce. But yeah, I mean, it really got us to kind of like really talk. And I remember we sat in the kitchen, and I mean, we just asked the question, like I literally just asked the question, like, when's the last time you were happy? And mine was like 4 or 5 years ago, and then her answer was way longer, and it blew me away.
That's crazy.
And it got us to start talking and realize that we both were unhappy.
Mm-hmm.
And of course, the kid stuff came up, and I said, and I remember I was like, put the kids to the side. Like, this is just about us right now. Well, the kids will be fine.
Mm-hmm.
And I think that's where a lot of people are afraid to pull the trigger because of the kids.
Yeah.
How's it going to affect them? And but then you learn later that the older the kids are, the worse it is, which you would think would be the opposite. You think
Yeah.
the younger the kids, but
No, kids are
I think my
resilient.
kids, I think my kids had trouble in the beginning because it was all COVID.
Yeah, it was also
It was
COVID.
COVID and everything. I think they understood. My son was a little sad. Like
Mm-hmm.
sometimes we'd get together and like do bikes because that's the only time we could do stuff like during COVID. And he would get excited, like, "Oh, mom and dad are, to get like, no, 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 no." So I mean, now they realize it, but
Yeah.
I think it took some time. And we got both the kids in therapy too, and they have therapists,
Right.
and
And
it's great for them.
I think the thing with you guys is like it's an interesting point of view from Bijana to say her client is the relationship, not the individual person. And
Right.
sometimes that to keep that relationship good is to not be together. And I think that's the case with you and your ex. I think you guys have a much better relationship. I don't know what your relationship was like when you guys were together, because obviously that'd be weird if I was around then. But um, you guys have a good relationship now. You have a good parenting, like co-parenting thing, and I think it's because you guys are probably not together. You guys might have a lot more animosity towards each other, a lot more resentment towards each other if you had stayed together and just
Oh
like
yeah, and you might, it was always I remember what the therapist said, like you guys maybe think you're hiding it well, but the kids can see right through you.
right. Kids are
And
very perceptive.
I didn't want to be in a household where that's what they thought like marriage was just like we didn't like argue a lot, but we you could tell we weren't happy,
Right.
and so
And
and
kids
I
know.
didn't want that,
Yeah.
and I want them to realize like, hey, if something's not working, talk about it, and maybe sometimes you just have to move on and go from
Hmm.
there.
And the best thing for your
I,
relationship was to no longer be married. And now you guys are still friends,
right.
and we can still get together and you can still spend holidays, birthdays, whatever together. And you guys aren't angry with each other or,
I mean, it's something that it worked for us, and I
yeah.
don't,
I think it's
I don't
worked
want to
out
be like,
better for your family.
yeah, I don't want to be one of those couples that like drop the kids off at Starbucks in the parking lot, and you can just
Right.
tell they hate each other.
Yeah.
Yeah,
No, I think what ended up happening in your relationship was the best thing for your family because you guys can still communicate. You can still talk whenever there's an issue with kids or anything. Like if we need to switch weekends, it's like, okay, no big deal. Like if the other person's
yeah,
able to, it's like there's no animosity, there's no anger, like, oh, they want to do this. It's just like, okay, sure. Because then, like, we do it all the time. Like, she'll ask us to take them for a weekend, we'll ask her. And it's like, there's not like, I don't know, it doesn't feel like there's tension or any weirdness around that. We're just like, okay, cool. Like, we're all just
yeah.
in this together. So, I don't know. It's interesting. But, like, when it comes to us, I think,
This is
I,
our therapy.
yeah, it is. I think there's something to, and I'd be curious to ask Bianca this. I should have asked her what, like, relationships later in life, if they're stronger or she sees less issues, or I'm sure that's not the case. I'm sure everyone's different. But like I feel like if we had met when we were younger, it would be a very different relationship than what we have now. I think because we went through the things that we went through and we've been through the therapy that we've been through, we were like better prepared for each other because I think we probably would have had a lot more fights if we were younger. I think we would not be able to resolve things as easily. We would have more resentment because we weren't able to communicate as well as we are now. So I don't know. Like I feel like we met when we were supposed to meet because we've been through what we've been through and we had to do that for us to get to where we are.
Yeah, I think when you're older, you appreciate other stuff rather than
Mm-hmm.
when you're younger, and then, um, yeah, I mean, it's just like I said, everyone's got some fucking baggage, right?
Right.
Everyone's a little bit broken. It's just,
It teaches you
you know,
something. Hopefully.
yeah,
I mean, for most people, it should teach you something. If you didn't learn anything from it, then you should reflect. But I think the things you go through are life lessons and you can grow from them. So, I mean,
Yeah,
it's whether you do or you don't. All right.
I'm a grower, not a shower, right?
Stop.
Oh, okay, I gotta edit that one out. Right.
I know this hasn't been a funny episode. Crack some jokes. Be funny.
I just did.
I know. Okay.
What do you mean?
Ooh, there's stuff going
You're
on with
freezing.
Karen
No,
Reed stuff, so am I am
they're
I good
still
now?
doing that shit. Oh my god.
Well,
No,
the
you're like
trial's
breaking up.
over, but stuff with Michael Proctor.
That was just. I had enough of that shit. You were excited about it, but you would talk nonstop about it. I'm like, yeah, yeah,
It was good. Okay. Are you ready for a gambling corner? Let's talk about your
yeah.
results
It's
from
not
last
popping up
week
though.
and
Wait, let's see.
then well, why don't you talk about your results from last week while it pops up?
So I think we went over it. I believe I went 2-2 in college. Now one of those is I'm very superstitious, so I always bet against Michigan. So I was hoping that was good. We went 2-2 in college. We could have gone 3-1. So the difference is this is what I talk about when you watch the end of a game, even though it's a blowout. So Indiana was like a 27.5 point favorite, and I think they were winning by like 20, 29 or 30. And then Michigan State kicked a field goal at the very end to get under the 27. So we're almost 3-1. Um, like I don't look at them. I just literally open the app and I look at some games because you have to. This is a perfect example of this is what gambling is, right? Sometimes sometimes you're good, sometimes you're bad. So college we went 2-2, but NFL we went 4-1, which is so fucked up because it's always opposite. I always do better in college than the pros, but in the pros, I told you I told you about the double Monday night parlay. So if you would have done that, you would have made probably. I mean, I think if you do it like a $15-$20 two-team parlay, you could have won like $100. So I
Oh,
believe we went 4-1. I know we won the Bengals game, the Giants game, the Seahawks, and the Lions, and we lost the Browns. So I mean, it's just like I said,
so
it's
you're giving
if
decent
someone
advice,
knew the key to gambling, like they won it. So it's fun
right?
though. I don't think this week the college there's not a lot of good games. All right, let's
Okay.
see. We're
Let
gonna
me
go
hang on. I
through
gotta give
this.
space to do the intro.
Yeah.
Are you ready for it? Okay. This is Max's gambling corner.
Let's see. There's some interesting ones. I can't believe I'm doing this. So for college football fans, like Vanderbilt was always the laughing stock of the SEC. Now they're a top 10 team. So we'll go. I'm just gonna go with Vanderbilt because it's a feel good story. Vanderbilt is a 2.5 point favorite at home against Missouri. So I'll take Vandy. Uh, Take Minnesota plus 8.5 on the road. We're gonna do four of them, right? We'll do the Michigan State. Let's take Michigan State and the points, just because I'll make Michigan win. But it's probably a
Wait,
big
Michigan and
spread
Michigan
too.
State are playing each other?
Yeah.
That's a big deal, right?
Not for Michigan State fans because it's been a bad season. I
Oh.
can't even find where that spread is. Oh, here. This thing is whacked out. It's just like shaking. Trying to find it. Jesus. Okay. Something's going on with this app. All
Would
right.
it be easier to see in a browser? Because you can open a browser and still be on camera.
Yeah, it's fine. I'm looking for. So we grabbed the Vandy, the Minnesota, the Michigan State, and also let's see. Let's do a fun one.
Whee!
Wow, this is I would never bet with this, but Oregon is a 33.5 point favorite over Wisconsin
Why wouldn't you bet that?
because that's a lot of points, but Wisconsin blows. That means Oregon is favored by 33.5 points, which is insane. Actually, I don't want to touch that. It's gotta be what's the evening game? Ooh, Oklahoma, Tennessee. Oh, we'll do Ohio State as a 17.5 point favorite over Penn State. Take Ohio State, so that's four. We'll give you a fifth bonus. No, four. That's enough. That's a four college, and then we'll go to the pros. I think so. You got the Chargers and the Vikings. The Chargers are an absolute shit show, but it's Thursday night, and Thursday night does some weird things. The Chargers are -3 point favorites. So take the Chargers on Thursday night. Take the Patriots -7. Take Tampa -4.5. And we're going to end with Kansas City's a 10.5 point favorite at Monday night. I hate fucking Kansas City, so I won't bet on them. And since I hate Green Bay, we're going to take Pittsburgh as +3.5. They're a home dog, so we'll do Pittsburgh +3.5. So
And now I know what
those
that
are my
means.
picks. Yeah. So, and we can go 0 for 4. You don't know. That's the thing with gambling. It's just like there's no,
You say that every week, and each week you're doing better.
I do pretty good. But the NFL, like it literally, I say this, it is such a week to week, and you can't think of like what happened last week, but you always do, and you're like, oh well, they got killed, like so it's whatever team got killed last week. Oh, they're gonna get killed again.
Okay, enough sports.
Hey, yeah.
Although that was
I
more
love it.
gambling than
Oh,
sports. I know.
yeah.
So,
It's fun though.
so last week was an interesting episode. We've had some feedback.
Oh, because that's kind of mean to you, wasn't I?
Yeah. A comment that I should have screenshot. I didn't screenshot it, but someone commented on our TikTok that you don't even want to be my boyfriend. You're not going to be my husband. And I'm like, oh, burn. Ooh. Do you have a response to that? I deleted it because it hurt my feelings.
No, of course. I love you, and I didn't mean to. I was maybe a little fired up about the no label thing, but
Yeah.
no, I love you, and I love what we have, and it's really good. But this is also you. I'm like tilted. This is also like therapy for us, and I was just fired. I think I get fired up because I just think everyone loves to put labels on everything, but I
So this
won't
is the
get like
thing. We'll talk about this again. So part of what people brought to my attention, this is my friends, um, when you say no labels, and I know your definition's a little different than everyone else's, it kind of means like you're open to seeing anyone. Like we're not
no, no,
exclusive.
no. I just mean I
And
just
so
like
like
how
you
we
don't
had it.
care if I met someone. You'd be like, okay, go on another date. Have fun.
No, I guess the no what I think of no labels is like so we've established like you're not seeing anyone and I'm not seeing anyone. But I just didn't like that summer. That summer we did it. We
Hmm.
didn't have any labels. It wasn't like boyfriend,
Typically,
girlfriend, or
a
committed.
lack of
But we
labels
were
is an you're not committed.
right. But I was committed towards you. I just kind of didn't want to make it official because I was afraid that if this didn't work, it was gonna break a lot of things, like the podcast, our friendship, like everything.
Hmm.
And so I wasn't ready to just kind of jump in right away. But I figured, you know what, let's take the summer and just have fun, and that's what we did. That's what I mean by no labels. Just like now that we're in a committed relationship or we're boyfriend girlfriend, I don't like labels. I just like, hey, we're together. We're spending time together. That's it.
Hmm. So I
So
think it was misunderstood by because I know that about you, but I think some people thought you meant you wanted to see other people, you wanted me to see other people. Like it wasn't that serious. And so
no, right after we broke up, I wanted to see other people, and I wanted you to see other people, and we tried it, and it didn't work.
yeah,
So,
kids are
oh
the
well.
best.
So
Um,
I come back bigger and stronger.
so my one of my best friends, I'm not gonna say which one because I don't want to call her
Yeah,
out.
'cause there's like 18 of them.
She goes, "Is Max actually nice to you, or do you have Stockholm syndrome? Blink twice if you need help." So I'm fine.
I just think
I'm
I was
here by
fired up.
choice.
Yeah.
Yeah. He is actually very nice to me. You're not like that typically in person. Like, you're usually very sweet to me. It's just when we're on here, you're like, ooh, I'm gonna fuck with her.
Some days are different than others, right?
Mm-hmm.
Like Tuesdays and stuff.
And that's when
So
we're recording because you will procrastinate. This time we had a guest, so it was a schedule. But if we just are just us, you will push it to Tuesday, even though you know we should do it on Monday or the weekend. You'll be like, nah, let's do it the very
I don't
last
like doing
minute.
them on the weekend. God, I keep hitting this.
Yeah, stop it.
It's like an earthquake.
Stop.
I want to find
Um,
out the.
but how are we? Because people are concerned.
We're very good.
We're fine. There's no issues here. He does like me. He loves me. I'm not
Sometimes I'm a
insecure.
butthead, and that's okay,
Yeah.
and I'm all right with that.
I'm not insecure about the status of our relationship. The marriage thing kind of hurt my feelings, but that wasn't from you, that was from the person. Um, we're already in a relationship with labels. So is that
Yeah,
a
we got tons
label?
of labels.
Is that a label that you don't want to have? I know we've talked about it a few times, but what are
Which
you
label?
looking at on your phone?
I want to find the Michigan State spread because I
Oh
didn't
my god.
know. I just spoke, and Michigan State plus 14.5. Yeah, it'll be a close game. So if I take Michigan State, that
Oh my
means
god.
Michigan will win and cover. So okay, I was just curious. No, I mean like what? I mean, I tell people all the time. I tell
I
people
know, but
about
like
you. I'm like my
the
girlfriend.
statement that he didn't even want to be your boyfriend, he's not going to want to be your husband.
Who said that? Someone to me?
It
Or did
was
I
a
say that?
comment in TikTok that I deleted.
Oh, but I want to be. I am now. At that time, it's not that I didn't want to be it. I just I didn't want to rush into things.
Yeah.
Like I didn't want to rush back into another relationship.
Yeah, but
Because
what is that?
what if it didn't work? What if it would have fucked up? Then
Right.
we would have had this podcast would have been over. Like the friendship we had would have been
Yeah.
over. Like we could have ruined a lot of things. So I wanted. I guess I shouldn't have said like no labels. I just wanted to kind of. I liked what we had that summer. I know you didn't like it, but I enjoyed it. Like there was no pressure. It was like, hey, and we hung out all the time, and it wasn't like we were dating other people.
Mhm.
So,
That doesn't answer the question.
oh, the boyfriend, boy, I love being your boyfriend.
No, like they said, if he didn't want to be your boyfriend, he's not gonna ever want to be your husband.
Oh, that's bullshit. Cause that's wrong.
Yeah.
Yeah, I did not want to be your boyfriend. I just didn't want to put labels on it. I wanted some time to
Yeah.
kind of get back, and I don't think there's anything wrong with that.
No, I
And in
think
the
that's what
end,
you
it
needed.
worked.
Yeah, it
Yeah.
did. I don't think we were a true situationship. I think
No, we weren't.
we were in a
Right.
relationship. We broke up for like a very short amount of time and then we're immediately together all the time. So like
Yeah,
it's
we
kind of
hung out the
like
whole summer. Yeah.
we don't know when we got back together because we didn't there was not a set
We
date and
did.
time that we're like we're back together. We just were.
We were a couple without being a couple, if that makes sense. We
We were
were a
just,
couple that
we were
summer.
just a
We
couple.
did everything
Yeah.
together. You met my family,
Yeah.
and
It was
I
just
just
very
like.
confusing for me when you're like, "We're no labels, but
I mean, I wasn't gonna go
here's
like,
my
you know what, this
family,
was
here's my
fun.
kids."
Yeah,
Yeah.
no, I knew what it was gonna turn into, but I just wanted to take the summer, and I thought it was nice. I
Mhm.
needed it. Yeah,
I agree. Yeah.
the whole yeah.
So that
So
doesn't mean that you're not ever going to want to be my husband.
no, it doesn't. It has no correlation.
Doesn't
No
mean
correlation.
there's hope.
I know there is hope. You have a
Yeah.
chance.
Oh,
You have a
good.
really good chance.
Good. Yeah. Don't make me wait 9
What
years.
kind of odds would we put on it? No, I'm joking.
No, I'm curious how you're going to say that.
I wasn't. Because I figured I would stop at that.
No, you want to keep me guessing. You
Yeah.
know, the fun thing you've been doing lately is bending down to tie your shoes and looking up at me. That's real
But
fun for me.
What did I find on the ground though?
What
It
was
was a
it?
key ring.
It was a
It was a
key
key
ring.
ring.
Yeah. Yeah, I didn't fall for it. Mm-hmm.
Mm.
No, I didn't fall for it.
Well, you know it's not coming. I shouldn't say anytime soon. Like within probably like these next 5 or 6 months. I don't. It's not going to happen. So it might be. It's down the line. I've thought about it.
Oh,
So
keep saying words. I like to see where you're going with this because you've just given me more information in that 30 seconds than you have in the past year and a half. So,
yeah. What do they call it? A song or like movie and Easter eggs. I was giving you little Easter
oh,
eggs.
yeah. Yeah. So, like, I am a crazy person. I know this is going to happen at some point. So, I do have a wedding photographer and I do send him inspiration. It's funny. We joke about it. He knows I'm not engaged. I see something that's a cool shot and I send it to him like, hey, bookmark this. I want this one day when I need to hire you. Um, I also have an officiant And what else do I have? That's it right now.
Crazy. What?
Yeah. Anyway, I'm losing him.
Yeah.
He's fading. It's fine. It's 9 p.m. on a Tuesday.
An
So,
opening night of basketball.
I know. So he's watching basketball while we're recording. And anytime he looks up like that, he's
Yeah.
like that. He's not paying attention to me. Okay. We're done. So, not us, the show is done. So, follow us on social media. You can find us at No Dpics Pod on Instagram. No Dick Pic Pods. Why can't I say it? No Dick
No
Pics
dick
Pod.
pounds.
Don't talk over me. No Dick Pics Pod everywhere else. Email us at nodickpicspod@gmail.com. Please be sure to rate and review and give us 5 stars. Do you got
If
anything
you don't
else
give
to
us
add?
5 stars, I'm gonna come after you.
Oh, yeah. You better give us 5 stars. Do it now. Do you got anything else, babe?
No, I think have a wonderful rest of the week. Hopefully the sun pops out again.
Mm-hmm. And we will be back next week. We only have, I think, 3 more episodes after this for the year. So,
Very excited.
coming to it's a much less dramatic season finale than it was last year. So, um, yeah, we'll be back next week with another
All
brand new
right.
episode of the No Dick Pics podcast.
Au
Bye.
revoir. Bye.
You're not going to do anything
Say more.
weird?
Say more words. Say more
No, you didn't do
words.
your peace sign, so that's good. Good. We're growing. We're learning.
No.
All right, bye.
Bye.